happen that you're here for some cheap video games. You are. Good. We have this best selection of cheap video games. Just don't ask where they came from, okay? Because, in fact, it's best to tell no one where you got them from, okay? Because we are not legit by any means. We accept. So how would you be paying for these games? By the way, we accept American currency, British pounds, euros, monopoly money, pesos, and I think that's all. So how would you be paying monopoly money? Okay. First we have our PS2 games. The first game we have on for sale is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is the greatest hits edition. In case you never played, you play it as a guy named CJ, who is a member of the Grove Street Families gang. And you go around committing all sorts of crime, such as murder, carjackings, and other things. There's a whole wide of vehicles that you can try steal, such as planes, cars, motorcycles, tanks, and helicopters. Also takes place in a vast world called San Andreas, which is made out of 3 cities: Los Santos, San Fierro, and Los Venturas. I think this is... Okay, I thought it was outside of the case. So is this a game that interests you? Maybe? Okay, I'll put it in the pile, and then you can go through the pile and sort what games out you want later. Next, we have Dragon Ball Z Budokai Genji 3. This is a game that takes place in the Dragon Ball Z universe. So if you're familiar with Dragon Ball Z, this might be right up your alley. my stomach. I just ate lunch, by the way, so you have to bear with me. Alright, the last game for the PS2 we have on us right now is Gran Turismo 4. It's a racing game. You get to drive all sorts of cars, from muscle cars to like European sports cars and like supercars. There's also a wide variety of real life racetracks. I forgot to ask you if that's a game you like to have. You wanted me to Right, moving on to the Xbox 360 games. The first game we have is Call of Duty World at War. It's a first-person World War II shooter that is set in the European front and the Pacific Theater, I think. You play as two characters, Private Miller and Dmitry Petrenko. Would this be a game that interests you? You want me to put it on the maybe pile? Next, we have Grand Theft Auto 4. I almost said 5. I got almost confused. This game is set in a fictional city called Liberty City, which is a fictional version of New York City. You play as a guy named Nico Bellic who must make his way up in the crime underbelly of Liberty City. Put the back on. By the way, is this a game you like to play? I can't put it in the maybe pile. Alright. The last game for the 360 category is Bayonetta. You play as a woman named Bayonetta who is it's been a while since I played it, so I don't really remember. But you play as a woman named Bayonetta who You want me to put it in the maybe pile? Okay, I will do that. Moving on to the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch 2. First we have Pokemon Legends. Arceus, I don't know. It's a Pokemon game that takes place in the Hasui region. I believe Pokemon doesn't need an introduction. A game that you like to purchase? Okay, I'll put it in the maybe pile. Next up, we have Legends CA, another Pokemon for the Switch 2. It takes place in the city of Lumios, which is a city in the Kalos region. I played this one quite frequently. By the way, my favorite Pokemon is Feraligatr. You like to buy? Maybe. Next up we have is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You play as a guy named Link. I don't think Zelda needs an introduction too. I think someone's outside. They might find out about this operation. Hopefully it's not the police. It might be a ghost. Is this a game that you like to buy? Okay. Next up, we have the Xbox One games. First game we have is Red Dead Redemption 2. This game takes place in the Wild West. You play. Someone's going outside. Hopefully it's not the police. You play as a cowboy, an outlaw named Arthur Morgan, who is in the Dutch Banderland gang, and who is in commits all sorts of nasty crimes. Hopefully that's not the cops. This is a game that you like to buy, despite the case being slightly broke. Oh, by the way, if you see any members of the Order of the Silver, they can be identified with the black robes. They're black robes. I demand that you stay clear. Unless if you're a member of them, then that'd be fine. But something about them is I don't trust them. Now if you are, that's great. You are a customer. That's all that matters. The next game, what? This is not an Xbox One game. Alright, we have an Xbox One game. The next game is Battlefield 1. It's a first-person shooter that takes place during World War I. That's probably why it's called Battlefield 1. Xbox One games is Forza Motorsport 7. It's a racing simulation game. So if you're into cars, then that might be what you are interested in. So, would you like to own Forza Motorsport 7? I'll put it in the main file. That's it for the Xbox One games. Next, we're moving on to the PS2 games. Well, because that was the first game on there. First game we have is Stellar Blade. You play as a woman named Eve, who is an angel, and she is sent to the remains of Earth to fight off the evil Nindiba. You're also accompanied by a guy named Adam and a girl named Lily, and along the way you meet all sorts of other characters who help you on your journey. Is this would be a game that you're interested in? It might be. Okay. Next, we're getting to Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Play as a Lombax named Ratchet and his buddy Clank. There's also a character named Rivet and another robot. I can't remember the name, I forget, but if you know the name of the robot, you can put it in the comment section below. What? Oh, sorry, did I mention the comment section? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was filming an ASMR video, so whatever. A game that you like to have. We're putting in the Navy pile, okay? Next we have is Silent Hill 2. Now I played this one very recently. You play as a guy named James Sunderland who's out to find his dead wife. In a town called Silent Hill. But little he knows he's gonna have to fight his way through monsters. And in order to find his dead wife. Very scary game, by the way. So, is this a game that you will like? Alright, next is Final Fantasy VII Remake. You play as a guy named Cloud. I haven't really played the original artist one yet, so I don't really know. Usually I base my descriptions off what games I played. So, you're going to find out on your own. Final Fantasy at this point doesn't need no introduction. This is a game that you like to buy. I'll just put it in the maybe pile. Next, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's a sequel to the Final Fantasy remake. First one. It's actually part 2. It's like this one. I haven't played the other one. Steel Book Edition. You play as a guy someone known as the Tarnish, and you need to travel around the lands between plane, trying to mend the Elden Ring. Along the way, you fight powerful foes and collect as you build your character to become the Elden Lord. It's a very challenging game, by the way. It's made by the same people who make the Dark Souls, so yeah, you're gonna be in for a challenge along the ride. You. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. Last but not least, we have the 3DS and DS games. Well, first we have Super Smash Bros. 3DS. This is a fighting game where you get to play, select from many of Nintendo's classic characters, ranging from Mario all the way to Pikachu, whatever. There's so many characters that it's hard to keep track. This is a game that you might interest you. It is. Next, we have the only DS game that we have here. It's Pokemon Soul Silver. This is a remake of Pokemon Silver. There's also Heart Gold, which is a remake of Pokemon Gold. It takes place in the Johto region, which is where my favorite Pokemon is, which is Feraligatr. I think I mentioned that earlier. This is a game that you will like to buy. Okay. Last but not least, we have Pokemon Omega Ruby. there's also another version called Alpha Sapphire. It's a remake of Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, which take place in the Hoenn regions. My favorite Pokemon in this game is Trico. Is this a game that you would like to buy? Okay. I hope you really enjoyed your purchase. Thank you, and come again. And this earth is going to make me very rich. Who knew that they would clear me